How can we boost the production of local products? Actually, Cameroon is a very rich country. In terms of resources, we have everything. And if we want to boost local production, therefore, there must be demand for what we're producing. And if we produce without the market, therefore, the producers may not be encouraged to go on producing. So the first thing is, we may have given a lot of emphasis on consuming what is foreign, which is totally out of question here. Because when you consume what is foreign, you are boosting the production of light industries or heavy industries out of the country. But now, if we are able to buy our own products locally that we produce, consume, like rice, like fish, and all what is produced internally within Cameroon, then we'll be encouraging our producers to go on. But how practically can we encourage? We come at the level of inputs. What is necessary to encourage production? The local farmers may be producing on an extensive type of productive system. Now, our problem is to make the yield per unit area increase and become something reasonable to count on. The government can help farmers, make it possible for farmers to have fertilizer, make it possible for farmers to have those inputs that matter, road infrastructures. We have places where we can produce rice in this country. If you go to the Ndop Plain, if you go to Fumbot area, if you go to Sancho area, these are places where you can effectively produce rice there. And if government are encouraged by making it possible, maybe at the level of road infrastructures, that will include other products that I have not mentioned here, but then you will understand that when we produce, there must be the enabling environment for production, input level, road network that are good so that you can even produce in Akwaya and you find yourself selling your products here in Douala and so forth. If the roads are good, other facilities that can keep the youths right down there in the rural areas or in villages to stay. But without these facilities, you see most of the youth migrate into towns. And when they are there in towns, normally there's no job. And you can see what is crime with. I want to say equally that if we are producing actually what is local, our local light industries will take an advantage of that to see how they can gain from some foreign intervention through what? Through the technical assistance, through other things that can make production increase. But as I said, there must be demand for what we're producing. So let us not believe that consuming what is out, coming from outside is so important. But I know the problem here is at the level of those who are in the higher level of income. Most of them consume what is foreign because they're able to afford. But now, if 20% is consuming what is foreign and spending more, then 80% which we have can actually encourage local consumption so that we remain at base to produce what can help Cameroon take off as an industrial country, Cameroon to take off all around, because we have a lot of culture to sell out. We have a lot of physical products, goods and services to sell out. Our culture which is part of the production that we have in this country, and we need it to be promoted. And I think here the Minister of Culture is doing a lot equally to see how he can promote. The strategies he's putting in place are encouraging, because the culture that we have is something foreigners are looking to have, but they don't have. So when we tend to downgrade our own culture and think that Western culture is what is important, therefore we are not encouraging local production. So I think, in a nutshell, I'm thinking that there should be the enabling environment for production, there should be the market for production, and all what can allow light industries to take off. So if we are able to do that, therefore we may move into a two-digit type of growth rate. We had it only around the 80s, and since then it drops down to 1. So the good days, the glorious days of production, maybe the economic growth was around the 80s. Up to this moment, we're still struggling, even though it is improving, but it has not actually met the target that was around the 80s. I did some studies on milk production. I think it was in the Western Highlands, and we discovered that local farmers were able to produce 10 liters of milk a day. And if you go on a type of industrial type of production, what we call zero grazing, they were able to produce about 31 liters a day. That is, one cow was able to produce about 31 liters a day. So what was the magic behind that? Because animals are confined in a more modern way. They are fed constantly and given all the species of ingredients of feeding. So if you confine, there will even be the problem of not involving yourself into the conflict that local farmers, mostly those who are keeping cattle, that go around and conflicting every day. So we believe that if we take a better method, those who are in the area of agri technicians and all the policies that are coming from the Ministry of Agriculture, if they can put in place and encourage some sort of more intensive type of farming, therefore we can produce more of rice, we can produce more of milk, we can produce more of the fish that you have. I watched something on TV, I think it was an expert in the fishery industry who was demonstrating how to rear the young ones and to sell them. I saw that, in fact, it was so good. I loved it so well. So I said people like that can go in to train the young ones so that they can have their hands master such productive methods so that we can boost the production of such items in the country. And this will help the economy to take off in a more sustainable manner.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.